Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 7, want to present the material about conceptualizing and developing intercultural communicative competence. The subtopic is the first one, intercultural competence, and the second is intercultural communicative competence. The member of group is me, Dika Lestari, and then Indriana. The first material will be explained by me. Okay, what is intercultural competence communications? Being aware that cultures vary and that it has a great impact on communication raises a question how to manage interaction across cultures. Sen and Starosta believe that intercultural competence is the only means whereby we can move beyond cultural differences in order to succeed in intercultural interactions. Intercultural communication refers to interaction between people of two different groups, ethnics, beliefs, and etc. or cultures. Arazaratnam and Dorval implied in this definition is that intercultural communication occurs at two levels. The first one is interpersonal and intergroup. Interpersonal communication is focused on identities of and relationship between interactions. And intergroup communication is focused on identities of and relationships between the represented groups. Thus, interactional competitive communication should be viewed at both levels. Intercultural competence is ability to become effective and appropriate in interacting the sensitivity to cultural diversity. The next is definition from a language teaching. Intercultural competence is the ability to behave effectively across cultures, to think and act accurately, and to communicate and work with people from different cultural backgrounds in our country or abroad. Next slide is the dimensions and components intercultural competence. The first one is personal attributes, such as self-disclosure, self-awareness, self-concept, and also social relations. And the second one is communication skills. There are message skills, social skills, flexibility, and also interaction management. And the third is psychological adaptation. There is frustration, stress, alienations, and ambiguity. And the last one is cultural awareness. There is social values, social custom, social norms, and then social systems. At the picture, the three sides of the triangular model represent the three aspects of cognition, affect, and behavior of intercultural communication competence. The cognitive aspects of intercultural communication competence is manifested in the ability of intercultural awareness. The affective aspects is in the ability of intercultural sensitivity, and the behavioral aspects is in the ability of intercultural effectiveness or adroitness. More specifically, the model dictates that interculturally competent individuals must possess the capacities of knowing their own and their counterparts' cultural conventions, demonstrating a positive feeling of acknowledging, respecting, and even accepting cultural differences, and acting appropriately and effectively in the process of intercultural interactions. Previous studies have revealed the significance and necessity of the three aspects respectively toward intercultural communication competence in different contexts of cross-cultural interactions. Okay, the next material about intercultural competitive communication will be explained by Indriana.
I am Indriana. I will present it about the next material. Okay. Like no time before in history, we are finding ourselves in contact with culturally diverse people thanks to interlinked world economy, advance in telecommunication and technology, increased travel and worldwide movement of immigrant workers. In Think Thomas' words, as we enter the 21st century, direct contact with dissimilar others in our neighborhoods, schools, and workplace are an inescapable part of our life. Thus, it becomes essential in global workplace to learn to interact with international CO workers and to acquire the necessary knowledge and skills to be competent in intercultural communication. Indeed, communicative interaction and the aspect it involves are particularly important in the multicultural workplace, since they are at its very core. As Ting Tomei points out, acquiring the knowledge and skills of mindful intercultural communication is a necessary first step in becoming a global citizen of the 21st century. Okay, the next material. So, how can you develop intercultural competence? Here are some tips. 1. Uh, Learn about different cultures. There are many books and articles available that provide insight into different cultures, histories, and traditions. Some good starting points include scientific papers, cultural history books, and memoirs written by people from the culture you want to learn about. And the second, recognize your own bias. Reflect on your assumptions and beliefs about the different groups of people. Ask yourself why you hold this belief and whether they based on evidence or stereotypes. And the third, practice active listening and learn about non-violent communication. Active listening involving paying full attention to what someone is saying, both verbal and non-verbally, without interrupting or judging them. It requires being fully present in the moment and giving the speaker your undivided attention. Active listening involves not only hearing the words being spoken but also understanding the emotions and feelings underlying the message. When someone is sharing their ideas, actively listen to them without interrupting, judging, or dismissing their views. Try to understand try to understand their point of view and ask questions to clarify their perspective. And the fourth, embrace diversity. Make an effort to seek out and engage with people who have different backgrounds, experience, and perspective from your own. This could include attending events or joining groups where you can meet people from diverse backgrounds. And the last, be patient and flexible. Respect other people's cultural belief and practices, even if they differ from your own. Avoid making comments or jokes that could be perceived as disrespectful or insensitive. Okay, next conclusion. Being aware that cultures vary and that is has a great impact on communication raises and questions how to manage interaction across cultures. Sen and Statrosta believe that intercultural competency is the only means whereby we can move we can move beyond cultural differences in order to succeed in intercultural interactions. As can be noticed, communication and intercultural issues are essential to diplomatic communication. Developing intercultural competence that would facilitate the intercultural encounters, however, is a very sensitive issue among diplomats. Okay, I think enough for the we group presented about material. We close. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.